welcome back to another Train With Us video. So today we're going to be going over a full upper body workout, and it's going to be workout 4 in my September program. And if you're new here, hello, and I hope that you are feeling welcomed and ready to do a fun workout. If you want to join our Train With Us program, it's only $5. And you can either do, we have 3 different workouts to choose from. You can either do the Lucas workout, we have a 3-day workout program, and then we also have the Miranda program. And let's get started. All right, guys, let's get started with a quick little warm up here. So I don't do anything crazy in terms of warming up. I do stick to the basics. So you'll see me doing like a shoulder press, a rear delt, I do some rows, I do some side raises, and I'm really just focusing on getting my muscles warmed up that need to be warmed up for my actual workout. All right, here we have the dumbbell shoulder press. So you'll notice when I stack the dumbbells, I'm not stacking the dumbbells completely on top of my shoulders. You'll notice that they are a little bit outside of shoulder width, and I'm keeping my dumbbells about like 45-degree angle or so. And when I come all the way up with the dumbbells, you notice that I'm not focusing on overextending my dumbbells. That is the biggest thing with, I would say, pulling my lats down into the seat. And I'm not allowing my traps to take over. I'm making sure that when I'm coming down with the movement, I'm targeting my delts, and I'm controlling the movement as I go up and as I come down as well. This is a great movement. I would say probably one of my favorite back movements. It's a little complicated to get set up. I want to make sure that you're actually keeping your body square to the cable. And you'll notice that when I'm reaching for that cable, I'm reaching into the bench. Like, I'm not just keeping my body upright, I'm really leaning into the bench. And then when I'm actually coming up, I'm still maintaining that nice squeeze, and I'm pulling my elbow not directly at my hip, but a little bit outside of shoulder width. Because again, we're really focusing on targeting our lats. All right, so here we have the dumbbell incline skull crusher, right? Incline tricep extension, whatever. Too many names for the exercises. Basically extending the tricep, and we're gonna get big and swole, okay? That's all we care about. So you'll notice with this one, I've done this wrong a lot, and it sometimes takes a little bit of trial and error to get the right positioning. Sometimes the benches don't have like the full capacity to have like, like a large variety of incline. And the gym that we go to besides here has like 3 different notches, and it's really not great for this movement, but here we have the good one. So this one I would say is like the perfect incline for this movement. And I would say if I have the incline a little bit higher up, I'm going to start feeling that a little bit more in my traps and my chest, and really want to focus on feeling this, in the triceps. So you'll notice that when I go down, I'm really like extending my, I would say my hands behind my head here, but I'm also keeping my elbows really tight by my head. And when I come up and I'm controlling it, I'm making sure that I'm really squeezing that tricep. I'm really making sure that I'm extending it all the way down and controlling it all the way up. You'll notice with this movement, and honestly most of my movements, I'm really not rushing. I'm trying to get full extension, and I'm trying to get like full range of motion like every single time. And you don't have to go super slow, you don't have to go super fast. You need to just make sure you're controlling it and you're actually exercising with intent. All right, next exercise we have here is the hammer strength row. You'll notice that I'm going to be doing like a neutral grip here. This machine has like the little pegs for your feet, but sometimes they don't have that, which is, it's okay. You can like, typically like if they didn't have that, I would just stand into it like this. So whatever works for you. If you don't have this, typically I would say apartment or home gyms have the machine version of this, so like just kind of make it work to you. You'll notice when I'm doing this movement, I'm keeping my chest nice and flat on the pad here. I'm not like, going off of it like that. And you'll notice that like when I'm coming down here, I'm unraveling and I'm coming back to control it. You'll notice that I'm controlling it on the way up and on the way down. So in my mind, I try to do, like a 3-second count, 3, 2, 1. It's not like, I would say perfect, like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. It's just kind of like my reminder to control what I'm doing. Because again, we're going into the intent of like, I want to have a nice strong back. I want to feel great, and I also want to be able to wear like a nice dress and have my back show. Like that's kind of like the, I would say the momentum and confidence booster that I'm going in with this set. So, all right, this movement here, we have the dumbbell side raise. This is a very simple movement, but we want to make sure that we're doing this properly and not doing like a trap side raise. That when I'm lifting the dumbbells up, I'm really lifting them through my delts, and I'm not using my traps to do so, and I'm not lifting the dumbbells above my shoulders. All right, next we have the cable skull crusher. So you'll notice that this is very similar to doing a dumbbell skull crusher, it's just with a cable. So you'll notice that when I'm going behind my head, I have like a nice, it's, I don't know, like the little tricep extension thing, it's like a little triangle, it has like the little circles on the end of it or whatever. So I grab that one. It's just easier to do it with this one because you'll get a little bit farther. So you'll see that I'm keeping my lats pulled down, and you'll notice that my arms are above my head. And if you do not think about pulling your lats down, you will definitely feel your chest or your traps take over. I know that from experience. So just make sure you're like really paying attention to your form before you get in this movement. And when you go all the way down with it, again, you'll notice that my elbows are keeping nice and straight, and I'm really trying to focus on not bringing my elbows all the way down with me. I'm trying to focus on keeping my elbows a little bit more square to my head. And you'll notice that when I go all the way down, I'm still controlling it all the way up. And I'm not doing like a pullover. I'm doing just like an extension. Like I'm not pulling the cable all the way over my head like this. I'm basically just going here, extending it all the way down, and then extending it all the way back up. Next up, we have the easy bar reverse curl. You'll notice that my elbows are nice and tight to me. I'm not keeping them flailed out. And you'll also notice that I'm not holding on to the closer grip, really focusing on really feeling this in the head of my bicep, and I'm controlling the weight all the way down. You will feel a nice little burn in your forearms, but that's what we want because we don't need to, prioritize forearms outside of this workout, because when you train correctly, you do not need to have forearms a part of your workouts. This is probably one of my favorite ab workouts. This targets lower abdomen muscles, and you want to focus on, I would say, really keeping your back like against the pad, and that means really compressing your spine and also bracing your core while you do this movement. You don't need to do the little up and down into it. Just make sure that you're really feeling this. So this is our last superset of this workout. We have the overhand lat pull down. This movement is so simple that I feel like anybody of all ages could do this movement, but it's more about how you are like tucking yourself underneath yourself without kind of like having like an arched back. Like you do not want to look like this when you do this movement. You need to like work on, I would say, like rotating your hips underneath you and like really emphasizing like squeezing your core, honestly, while you're doing every movement. It's not just, this movement. You need to make sure that you're actually like bracing your core and breathing properly to make sure that you're actually like doing the movement properly. So notice when my hands are at the top, I'm almost kind of like stretching. It's almost like a band, like I'm almost like stretching and I'm pulling all the way down. And you'll notice too, like I'm really focusing on the width of my lat. I'm not just like going down and going down. I have the here, and it's like slightly outside shoulder width, I would say. And I'm really focusing on that stopping placement because I want to focus on having like a wider back, because that actually gives the illusion of a smaller waist. Okay, last exercise here, we have the rear delt. I'm going to be using 10s. It's a little bit heavier than obviously the 5s, and I feel like I get really tired doing the 10s because I feel like the 5s I can do for a while. I'm standing in like a hinge position. I'm sitting back on my heels, and I'm taking the dumbbells and I'm working that range of motion into a T. You can also do the range of motion into more of like a Y, but I would say for this movement especially, like I'm really focusing on targeting really my rear delts. I don't want my shoulders to tap in, I don't want my back to take over, and I don't want my trap to take over, and I'm going to be pulling my lats down and back, and I'm basically just doing a nice T coming all the way down. And you'll notice too that my dumbbells, they kind of stay like the circle part of the dumbbell stays together here. I'm not like turning, like we're not doing like a fly thing like this. We're doing it, I'd say like my knuckles can, I don't know, like the donut. Just here, all the way down, and controlling it. And if you are somebody that I would say focuses on doing upper body, and you do not have strong rear delts, and you do not have a strong chest, and you do not have strong shoulders, arms are getting out of style, all right? And guys, I'm talking to you. Please stop training your arms and lacking everything else. It's really not cute. Make sure you're including a lot of rows and pull downs into your workouts. I would say next to your legs, your back needs to be the most prioritized in terms of your upper body workouts. It is like the foundation of literally everything that you do. Really controlling the weights that you're doing and not just ego lifting and overdoing like the strength aspect, because again, you can be strong and lift a lot of weight, but that doesn't mean that your muscles are actually developed for your body type, and that also doesn't mean that being strong sometimes is going to carry over into your other lifts. For women, I would say prioritizing back is only going to help your posture. I see sometimes a lot of women, like when they're walking, where like the shoulders are like naturally rolled forward. And I think that people just need to be better educated in terms of why it is healthy to go to the gym, why it's healthy to do a program, and why it's okay to train your back and your upper body, understanding that you're not going to just be bulky and huge. You know, there is no really wrong way to work out as long as you're trying. Skinny doesn't always mean healthy. And that is like one thing I want to reiterate. You know, I've been seeing a lot of things with Ozempic, and I think that people get really lazy with taking care of their body when their life gets busy, because, you know, getting a diet pill or, you know, taking the faster route to losing weight is accessible. But again, like, we don't really, I would say, know exactly like all the studies with a pill like that, and we don't know like the damage that it causes over time. And just because we see celebrities do this online does not mean that we should be doing them. You know, we have no idea what this pill really does to the body from a long time, you know, perspective. Like, we don't know this. The studies are not done yet. And I just kind of get nervous with like everyone kind of seeing celebrities do this pill, and it makes me uncomfortable that people would rather just do a diet pill rather than actually put in the hard work and you know, focus on actually eating and having better habits. There's so much, I would say, social media accounts and influencers and people that actually want to promote change, and like that's like their intent. And like, we as consumers need to just be better at finding the right people to follow. Stop looking for a quick fix. Stop trying to get the cheapest way to get progress. You're going to continue to spin your own wheel until you finally learn that you have to work hard to get to your goals. You can't just be always choosing the easiest option for you. It's the same thing like when people go to school. You can't just be cheating and then expect to be a doctor. It's just not going to happen. You know, so like, apply that same concept to life. If you cheat in your job, you're going to lose your job. You know, so there's a lot to say about somebody that puts in the hard work over a long and consistent period of time. So sorry, I just went on a little tangent, but all these things lately I've been kind of seeing on the internet, and it really has opened my eyes that there's so much knowledge and accessible information, yet people would rather choose the easier route, and I don't mess with that. I really appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys subscribing. I appreciate you guys interacting on other social media platforms if you choose to do so. We do a lot of work between myself and Lucas, and I feel like I say this every YouTube video, but I try to emphasize that because if there is a new watcher, I want people to understand that there's two people doing like 20 jobs in a day, and this lifestyle sometimes can be overwhelming with trying to stay on top of everything that we need to stay on top of, while also trying to have somewhat of a personal life. And sometimes it's hard for me to have, you know, like I would say, people at my apartment or, you know, friends staying with me, just because when they leave, I have to kind of like immediately get right back into work mode, and sometimes I'm just kind of like, whoa, you know. So I try my best to, I would say, incorporate more balance into my lifestyle. We were doing, you know, I would say weekly YouTube videos, and that became a little bit unsustainable with our lifestyle, and sometimes we have to like pick up and travel and do things like immediately, and sometimes, you know, it kind of throws us off our own schedule. And with my, I would say, daily life of filming my own content on other social media platforms, we have to always be, I'd say, patient with all the other extra work that we put in, you know, to everything. And you'll also notice, if you've been following me for a long time, or if you are fairly new here, I have been incorporating more lifestyle content. So if you are interested in other parts of my life, make sure that you follow me on TikTok. I do post a lot of like cute daisy clips on there. I post like more of my like intermediate life on there as well. And I'm also on Snapchat, so if you are interested in watching more of my life in a Snapchat form, we also do that as well. And thanks to Lucas, he posts all the things on Snapchat, and he does a great job. And I just wanted to kind of just give you guys like a life update. Everything's going great with us. I am really excited because my mom is coming in town this coming up week, so I'm sure you guys will see some of the fun content that we do. And just having my mom in town is always just kind of like, let's say, like a breath of fresh air, because she's just very herself, and she's always just like full of laughter, and she really, like I would say, embodies that like main character energy. And you know, nobody can take her, you know, her shine, you know. And not, I don't even want to be like, I don't want to take her shine. She can just have it, you know. But I just wanted to say that, and I hope you guys are healthy and safe and happy, and I hope that you guys enjoy these videos, because I miss doing them as often. It's just we're trying to get into a better routine with our own life and schedule. But I will catch you guys on the next one. Let me know what you think of this video, and I really appreciate you guys. Seriously, like, it means a lot to me to have your support. Bye.